Hi, you're here with Ruby for CANdoFIT, and I'll be taking you through a half-an-hour heart opening sequence. So just finding yourselves in a comfortable seated position. Might be cross-legged, possibly sitting on top of a pillow, half lotus or full lotus, whatever feels right for your body today. And from here, just placing the hands onto the knees and closing your eyes for a moment. Beginning to tune into your breath here. So noticing the breath as it is. And sealing the lips as you breathe in and out through the nose. See if you can start to deepen your breath here. As you take your next inhale, noticing the belly, side ribs, and your chest expand. And as you exhale, noticing the chest, the side ribs, and the belly fall. So beginning to bring a wave-like motion to the front of the body, the rhythm of the breath. Taking one more round of breath as we are here. And as you take your next inhale, release the hands from the knees and start to draw a circle around your body. The palms touch overhead, open the gaze and look up. And as you exhale, drawing your hands down to your heart center. And then from here, releasing your hands down onto the knees. As you take your next inhale, seated cat-cow. So as you inhale, draw the chest forward, shoulders back, look up. And as you exhale, draw the shoulders together and forward, round the back, look down to your lap. Inhale, open the chest, draw shoulders back, look up. Exhale, draw shoulders together, look down, round the back. One more round. Inhale, lifting up. Shine the chest forward, open that heart space here, look up. Exhale, round the back, finishing this exhale. Once you do, come to a neutral position with your spine. And if you're in half lotus or you have your legs crossed, and just swap which leg's on top or which leg's in front. And then from here, inhale, draw that circle once again around the body. And then as you exhale, drop your left hand down, come into a side stretch. Opening up the side of the body. Try to refrain from leaning forward. Open that front of the body. Open that heart space. And maybe look up if it's okay for your neck. Inhale, reaching the arms up. And then exhale, swapping sides. Maybe looking up. You did so on the opposite side. And as you inhale, reach the arms up. And then exhale your hands down to your heart center. Releasing here from your seated position as you bring your hands forward. Preparing for our first downward dog. So spread the fingers nice and wide. Tuck the back toes. And then begin to lift up the knees. And as you move into your downward dog, this might be the first one for your day. It is the first one for the practice. So we're going to walk out the heels here from left to right. So walking your dog here. And then bringing one knee in front of the other. So we bring some movement to the hip joints. Release the heels down. Find stillness in your downward dog. Reaching the hips up. Drawing your chest towards the thighs, looking in between the legs. Taking one more round of breath here. Beginning to bend the knees as you walk the hands to the back of your mat. Coming into Uttanasana, your forward fold. Allow the top half of the body to just gently fold over the legs. Find softness here. As you take hold of opposite elbows and just gently rock here from side to side or hold in stillness, whatever feels best for your body. And then finding stillness altogether, release the hands from the elbows and slowly rise, coming up vertebrae by vertebrae. Rising all the way up, hands reach up, look up. And then exhale your hands to your heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up. And as you exhale, this time baby back bend. Bend the knees, draw the elbows wide, open the chest. Inhale, reach up. And then as you exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward and start to walk out to a plank position. Walking all the way forward, shifting the weight forward to a nice strong plank. Option always to drop the knees down. We're going to move all the way down onto the mat through chaturanga. So keeping the elbows tucked, lower to a hover. And then slowly lower all the way down, untuck the toes. Hands underneath the shoulders. Moving into cobra on your inhale, back of the neck long. Exhale, coming down, and then move your hands a little wider and further forward. As you inhale, reaching back up. Maybe this time you'll look up. And exhale, lower. Draw the hands back underneath the shoulders for your cobra. Inhale in. Exhale, lower. Tucking the back toes, moving through tabletop as you lift the knees back into downward dog. Taking 2 rounds of breath here. Maybe finding your ujjayi breath with that slight constriction in the back of the throat, building heat in the body from within. Preparing to travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise all the way up. Palms touch, look up. And then as you exhale, come into that baby back bend. Bend the knees, shine the chest forward, look up. Inhale, reach the arms up. Look forward and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands down, step back to your plank position. Lower knees, always an option. And then this time moving into up first dog. And roll over the toes for downward dog. As you take your next inhale, reach right leg up. And as you exhale, bend from the knee and open the hips up to the side. Gaze towards your right underarm. Drop the heel down towards the left buttock. One more round of breath here. Beginning to straighten the leg. Keep that leg lifted as the hips face down now. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, draw that foot to the top of the mat. Come up onto your fingertips first and then reach up into high lunge. Inhale, reach. Exhale, drop the hands down to your heart center. I'm going to flow here as you inhale, reach the shoulders back, chest forward. And as you exhale, palms together, straighten the arms, look down. Twice more, inhale, open. Shine your chest forward. Exhale, hands forward, look down. Once more, inhale, open. Exhale, draw the hands, arms forward. Inhale, open. And this time, just exhale your hands to your heart center, holding here. On your next inhale, the arms rise overhead. As you exhale, drop the hands down. And step straight back into your downward dog. Walk out the heels here from left to right. Find stillness. And as you take your next inhale, now left leg lifts. As you exhale, bend from the knee, open the hips up to the side. Gazing towards your left underarm. One more round of breath here. Starting to straighten that leg. So the hips face down now. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, draw that foot to the front of the mat. Fingertips first, then rise. Inhale, reach. Exhale, drop hands down to heart center. As you inhale, open up. Cactus the arms, draw the shoulders back. Exhale, round the back of the body, look down, hands forward. 3 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And this time as you exhale, hands to your heart center and hold. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, drop the hands down. Stepping back this time into plank. Hold strong in your plank as you slowly lower for chaturanga. Finding up face dog or cobra as an option. And then moving back into downward dog. One more round of breath here. Slight bend to the knees. For a light hop or step forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhaling to rise all the way up. And exhale your hands to your heart center. I'm going to build onto that flow. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, drop the hands down. Step back for plank. Weight shifts forward, hover. And find your back bend. Moving into downward dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, drop the heel down towards the buttock. Open the hips up to the right side. Straighten the leg. Keeping it lifted, hips face down. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, foot to the front of the mat. Fingertips first as you rise. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, open that heart space. Exhale, round the back foot down. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. And this time, exhale your hands to your heart center. Hold. Inhale, reach the arms up. And then exhale, open up into warrior two. I'm going to swap sides so I'm still facing you. Coming into your warrior two position. Gazing over the front fingertips. So you flip your front palm, come into reverse peaceful warrior. Inhale, warrior two. And then as you exhale, side angle, bring the elbow onto the front knee. Windmill the top arm up and over. So you gaze to the side or to the hand above you. Keep the front of the body open. Holding here. One more round of breath. Look down. Use the strength of your legs to lift you back up as you straighten that front leg. Heel toe the back foot in a little, preparing for Trikonasana. As you pull forward, hinge the hips back. And then find your hand down onto your shin or your ankle, or maybe you wrap your peace fingers around your big toe. As long as you can keep the chest open towards the side and that top arm doesn't come down forward like that. If it does, then just slide the hand up and then open your chest. Finding your drishti, your gaze point, to the side of the room, or maybe to the hand above you if that's okay for your neck. Holding here. 2 more rounds. Deep breath here. Looking down, bend that front knee. Windmill the arms back into warrior two. Take a deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, windmill the hands to the front of your mat. And step straight back into downward dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, bend from the knee, open up to the left side. Inhale, straighten the leg, hips facing down. And as you exhale, foot to the top of the mat. Fingertips first. Rising high lunge. Inhale, reach the fingertips. Exhale, hands to heart center. As we flow, inhale, open your heart space. Exhale, round the body, look down. Inhale to open. Exhale, round and look down. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. Inhale to open. And this time as you exhale, hands to the heart center. Hold. So you inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale to open up into warrior two. Just making sure that your knee is in line or just slightly behind of the front ankle, facing forward with the gaze as you flip your front palm and exhale for peaceful warrior. Inhale, reaching back up into warrior two. As you exhale, side angle, elbow down. Windmill that top arm up and over. Find your drishti, holding here. Centering yourselves within your breath. In and out through the nose. 2 more rounds here. And looking down, reach back into warrior two. So you straighten that front leg, heel toe the back foot in a little. Pull forward, hinge the hips back. Try to mirror what you did on the opposite side. So you open up to the side and find your drishti. Feel as though there's a lifting sensation through that top arm. So try not to dump the weight onto the legs. Feeling strong. 1 more round of breath. Beginning to look down. So you bend your front knee, lift back into warrior two. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, windmill the hands down. Step back for plank. Hold a nice strong plank here. Knees if you need, option. I'm going to lower all the way down to a hover. Elbows stay tucked. Hold, hold, hold. And then lower all the way down. Untuck your toes. Bring your hands down beside your body with the palms facing in. Coming onto your chin here as you rest for a moment. And as you take your next inhale, lift your head, but look down so the back of the neck stays long. Lift the shoulders, lift your arms, and lift your legs, point your toes. Reach back with the fingertips to draw the shoulders away from the ears. Holding here. And as you find your next exhale, slowly lower with as much control as you can and rest onto your right cheek. You can make a pillow with your hands if that feels nice. Come back onto your chin. Bring the shoulders back down. Your arms, back down beside your hips. This time you have a choice. You can either repeat that, or if you're coming with me, you might like to move and transition into bow pose. To do this, we bend from the knees, hold on to the feet. And I just want you to be really aware of what your knees do here. So as you lift up, the knees might want to spread wide like so. Try and keep them in line with your hips as much as you can. So we're active in the legs here. As you take your next inhale, push the feet into the hands and slowly lift up. And this one you can look up. You might feel some rocking as you breathe here. 2 more rounds of breath. As you find your next exhale, slowly lower with as much control as you can. Once the thighs reach the mat, you let go of the feet. Allow them to drop down onto your mat with control. You can rest onto your left cheek once again. You might make a pillow with the hands. Notice the heart rate lifts a little when we come into those stronger back bends. It's using the breath to calm the body. From here, transitioning back onto your chin as you slide the hands back underneath the shoulders. Tuck the back toes and then lift back into downward dog. From here, you bring the knees down onto the mat nice and wide for a wide-legged child's pose. Untuck the toes. Drop the buttocks down towards the heels and stretch your arms forward. Resting down onto your third eye between the eyebrows. Shifting your weight forward. Slide the hands underneath the shoulders. Bring your knees together and sit back onto the heels. You transition towards camel here. If you feel as though it's a little bit too strong, I'm going to give you some alternatives, and you can just work with whatever stage you're at today. Knowing that your practice changes from day to day, really want to listen to the body when we come into back bends. So from here, lifting the buttocks away from the heels, bring the knees to hip width distance. To begin with, place the hands to the base of this back, with the palms facing down. Draw the shoulders back and down. Shine the chest forward, look forward, and then slowly start to lift the chest first. So making sure that we're not dumping our weight onto our lower back. Be really careful here to maintain that lifting sensation as you look back. And maybe just hold here. Or if you're new to camel, tuck the toes first, and then feel for one heel, and then the other, and lift the chest. Don't lose that lifting sensation. Breathe here. Opening the heart space, ready to receive all the goodness the world has for you. One more round of breath. Place one hand onto the lower back, lift up, and then the other. Untuck the toes if they're tucked, bring the legs together. And then bring the forehead down onto the mat. Drop the arms down. Allow the shoulders to drop down so that we're rounding the back of the body here. Slide the hands back underneath the shoulders. Rise your forehead away from the mat. Bring your legs to one side. And then bring your legs out in front of you for a forward fold. Allowing your legs to come out straight all the way down onto your mat. From here, take a deep inhale, flex the toes towards the face. And then as you exhale, drop the hands down wherever they land. And just see if you can maintain the toes flexed. Nice strong stretch for the back of the legs here. Take a deep inhale, come up onto the fingertips, look forward, look up. And then release the flex of the toes as you exhale around the spine as much as you can. Just coming to a position that's comfortable for you. Back of the legs relaxed, the feet, toes relaxed. Allowing shoulders to drop down towards your mat. Taking 2 more rounds of breath here. Feel the body relax. As you take your next inhale, slowly rise, come up onto the fingertips, look forward. And then as you exhale, shift the weight back. Slide the hands back down towards the hips. Place the weight into the hands and shift your hips forward. Come down onto the forearms, the elbows, and all the way down onto your back. From here, feet at hip width distance or slightly wider as we feel for the backs of the heels. Preparing for bridge. Just like in bow pose, we want to make sure that we can maintain the knees at hip width distance. So they might want to spread out wide. Try to resist that from happening as much as you can. Keep those knees at hip width distance as we start to lift up. You can stay here or shuffle the shoulders underneath the body. Clasp the hands and push them down onto your mat beneath you. Gazing towards your belly. Seeing the rise and fall of the front of the body with the breath. Last breath here as you release the hands, come off of the shoulders. And keep the glutes engaged as you slowly in a wave-like motion gently lower each section of your spine so that your sacrum, your lower spine, is the last thing to reach the mat. And then once your full spine is on the mat, draw your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself some love as you hug your knees in tight. And then just gently rock from side to side. Release the hands back onto the knees and then draw circles with your knees in one direction, massaging out the lower back. And then in the opposite direction. Drop the knees down. And then allow your feet to drop all the way down onto your mat. From here, lifting the hips up slightly towards the left side of your mat as you straighten out your right leg. Just shuffle a little bit back on my mat here. And then lift the left knee in towards the chest and draw it over the body, coming into a nice gentle twist here. You can slide your left arm to shoulder height as you roll onto your left cheek. Working with your breath here. On each exhale, feel your body softening into this stretch. Last breath here. Lifting your head back into center. Slowly starting to lift the knee. As you plant the foot down, bend both knees. Find the center of your mat, a straight spine to begin with. And then lift your hips slightly to the right side, straighten the left leg. Draw right knee in. And then allow that knee to drop all the way down to the left side of your mat. So you draw right shoulder up to right elbow to shoulder height. And then roll onto your right cheek. Softening here with the breath. Taking one more round of breath here. So begin to lift your head, roll onto the back, bend both knees to find a straight spine, the center of your mat. And then beginning to straighten your legs all the way down onto your mat. Coming into Shavasana, final resting pose. Bring the palms facing up. And as you relax your feet, your legs, allow them to roll out. Closing your gaze. And losing any control over your breath here. So just allow your breath to come to a natural rhythm. So you notice each and every muscle in your body relax. Noticing each and every muscle in your face soften, around the eyes, the jaw, the tongue relax. Your shoulders softening down onto your mat, and softness running through the arms, hands and fingertips. The softness that runs down the full back of the body. You feel it supported by your mat. Noticing the natural rise and fall of the front of the body with the breath. This sense of softness runs down through the hips, down the legs, and into your feet and your toes. You take some time just to simply be here. Resting, sense of peacefulness and relaxation. And I invite you to stay in your Shavasana for as long as your body needs. If you're coming with me, beginning to wriggle your fingers and your toes. Making circles with your wrists and your ankles. Stretching the arms above the head as you deepen your breath here. Drawing your knees in towards your chest as you roll gently over onto one side. Mindfully lifting yourselves away from your mat with the help of your arms. Coming back to that comfortable seated position as we started the class. Bringing your hands down to your heart center. So you close your gaze and bow your head to honor yourselves for making it to your mat today, taking time to nourish the body. And as I thank you for sharing your practice with me, namaste. So I hope you all enjoyed a quick 30-minute heart opening sequence.